Tunataka kuwatambulisha local steering committee. Asante sana kwa page on the team. Tafadhali, let's appreciate them. Kwa page on huyo. Na nataka kuwatambulisha national steering committee members ambayo walipanga kutoka Nairobi and the team. All members of the national steering committee, tafadhali musimame. Led by Dr. Catherine Mbaisi from me and the team. Inua mikono tuwaone. We want to appreciate you all. Tuwapigie makofi, asanteni sana. Our chief guest, tulikuwa na number of state na non-state actors ambao walitusaidia. Tulikuwa na hawa katika hii mikakati ya kupanga hii sherehe. Nataka kuwatambulisha wote. Tafadhali, CEOs of state and non-state actors musimame. Including Charlene, the patron of such foundation. Hata Charlene, I say hi, tutapatia nafasi baadaye. Asante. Kuna CEO wa Net Fund hapo, CEO wa National Environment Tribunal, representing WWF Daktari, asante. KWS, KFS, asanteni sana, tunashukuru wote. Nafikiri kabla niendelee, nataka kumwalika Charlene kama patron wa such Smart Foundation aseme machache, then we'll proceed from there. Karibu Charlene.
Thank you, Mr. Mamo. Good afternoon. Hamjambo watu wa Nakuru. Thank you so much for hosting this great event on the World Environment Day and for having the deaf community here. I want to sign my name quickly for the deaf community. My sign name is Charlene. Thank you. It's such an honor to be here this afternoon and for the young people to be involved in this event through the foundation I patron, which is SMARCS Foundation, standing for Smart Mechanized Agriculture and Climate Action for Humanity and Sustainability. We look at different ways on how to connect the young people in opportunities in agriculture and climate action and to be a part of the conversation so that the young people can get different opportunities in environment and climate change. So for today, mine is to thank the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change for holding the hand of the young people in this journey and to encourage them to continue being our mentors, because as young people we have the ideas, we are brilliant, we are creative, but we need different partners in this journey that we go, the government, non-government organizations. So for today, mine is to thank them for the fact that they've held our hand and to request that they continue to mentor us in this journey we are undertaking and the national agenda that we are undertaking in regards to tree planting and to tree growing. So thank you so much, and thank you also to Her Excellency the Governor for hosting this event and being a champion for the young people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charlene. Our chief guest, on behalf of the National Environment Management, let me take this opportunity once again to welcome wananchi all to this important event and thank Governor Susan for accepting graciously to host us here in this beautiful city of Nakuru. Today, we join the global community in commemorating this important event with the theme Solutions to Plastic Pollution under the campaign slogan #Beat Plastic Pollution. Indeed, Chairman, Chief Guest, this is a stark reminder that our actions matters a lot, and we need to take corrective action to address plastic pollution. Indeed, it is time to accelerate positive actions to address plastic pollution and transition to what we call circular economy in line with the provisions of the National Sustainable Waste Management strategy that was enacted by Parliament recently. It is indeed time to beat plastic pollution. Our planet is choking on plastics. We have no alternative. We have no planet B. This is the only planet that we have, and we must take responsibility. Our planet is indeed choking, and we need to act now. It's indeed time for change. It is time to turn off the tap, and the message today on this World Environment Day is it is time to shift gears. It is time as communities to think, to act, and inspire others in our institutions, schools, workplaces, homes, and in our communities. It is time to stop plastic pollution, and this is at the source, at the household level, where we generate a lot of waste. It is time to change our behavior, stop littering our cities, towns, and other centers. Government has put in place necessary legal and institutional framework to address plastic pollution. We all remember in 2017, the government banned carrier bags in our country. Although we are still having the challenge of porous borders plastic coming into our country, we are still enforcing as an authority. This was followed in 2020 by the ban on single-use plastics in our conservation areas and protected sites. Government has done the necessary, relevant policy strategies to address waste management in the country. But despite all this, regulations, policies, and strategies that have been developed, our cities, towns are still choking in waste. The solution lies with us. We have negative attitude towards the environment as citizens of country. It is time now we change our behavior and attitude and ensure that we find solution to plastic pollution in our country. Indeed, we have the solution. And what we need is a systemic change in the way we behave. And that is the only way we can reverse the current problem of plastic pollution. By taking actions at the individual level, small things like picking litter in our streets, in our towns, undertake cleanups, participate in cleanup activities, tree planting drives. Each one of us can use our voices and choices to drive change in our country. Especially if we are given the banned plastic bags in our groceries, kindly refuse to use the carrier bags. If there are factories in your neighborhood that are producing banned plastic bags, you report to the relevant authorities. Use our social media platform to sensitize the citizens. We can use our communities. Recently, we had engagement with faith-based groups in Nairobi and community groups. Indeed, they are powerful agents of change. We need to spell the gospel of beat plastic pollution. And the engagement has borne fruits. In a number of churches now, the message is reaching the citizen that we need to do away with plastics. At the county level, we can drive the change by legislating relevant laws, regulations to address plastic pollution, and also encourage sustainable consumer behavior through advocacy campaigns like smart cities campaigns, plastic-free towns, marketplaces, etc. We must indeed all work together, both state and non-state actors, industry and citizens, to break what we call addiction to plastics in our country. We are truly addicted to plastics. All of us would like to use plastics. Let us all champion zero waste and build a truly circular economy in our country and in our counties. We all have a role to play, not just government. Let's make conscious choices and take action that contribute to sustainable future of our planet. Let's all have hands on deck to beat plastic pollution and shape a sustainable future for ourselves and for our children. Our chief guest, in conclusion, I wish to sincerely thank your office for all the support, the Office of the PS, for all the support in organizing this important event. To my board members, through the chairman, I want to sincerely thank them for providing necessary support, financial support, and guidance in ensuring that we have a very successful World Environment Day event. We had a very beautiful build-up activities. We had a debate for teachers, training colleges, TTCs. We had engagement with faith-based groups, stakeholders. We had a national dialogue at KICC and Green Expo on solutions to plastic pollution. World Environment Day event is currently taking place, our chief guest, in all the 47 counties, being coordinated by member directors of environment and our respective county governments. And I want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank all the regional directors of environment, county directors of environment in all the 47 counties, and the teams working with our CDs in those counties. I also want to thank the Nakuru team, both the NEMA team and the county, for the tree planting drive at Ndondori Forest and the cleanup at Ndorugu River and the adjacent areas. Thank you very much. And let me take now this opportunity to warmly welcome my Chairman, Board of Management, Mr. Emilio Mugo, to recognize other board chairmen and members and give his remarks. Karibu sana, Chairman. Karibu, Chairman.
Thank you very much, DG. Our chief guest today, CS Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, the Governor of Nakuru County, the Principal Secretary, the two that we have here in Environment and Forestry, waheshimiwa mulioko hapa. Jukumu langu leo, before I give the remarks, chief guest, I want to recognize the chairmen who are here. And since many of them we are meeting for the first time, I would request that they, with your indulgence, they come over here so that they can say their name. I can see them laughing at the back there. Please come forward. Bila kuongea sana ndio tuweze kumanage the time. Nimeambiwa tu tutasema jina letu na ile body tuna represent. Chairman.
The special guest, Madam CS, Madam Governor, the Principal Secretaries, waheshimiwa, my fellow chairpersons, all protocols observed. My name is Maura Waihiga. I'm the chairperson, National Environment Fund Trustee. I plant trees, and it's great to plant trees. Thank you.
Thank you. Tusalimiane hivi kila mtu. Amjambo. Asante sana, Madam CS, all protocols observed. My name is Dr. Lumumba Nyaberi, Chairman, National Environment Complaints Committee. Jambo moja tu, umesikia DG akiongea juu ya plastic. Hatutaki plastic kila mahali. Nyinyi mahali mnakaa kuna watu wanauza plastic. Sasa mimi nataka ujukue hii namba 0722 510. Ukiona huyo mtu, we tuma SMS, tutakuja kumtafuta. Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you. CS, Her Excellency the Governor, the PSS represented here, all protocols observed. I'm Dr. Pamela Olet, Chairperson, Nairobi Rivers Commission. Our call is to join hands to remove the plastic that is choking our rivers. Let you not be confused by Nairobi rivers. Let our rivers breathe so that we can build a resilient city, especially Nairobi, which is the capital city. Thank you.
CS Environment, Her Excellency the Governor of Nakuru County, all protocol observed. I'm here representing the Chair Kenya Water Agencies, Kenya Water Towers Agencies, Honorable Achesa. He was not able to join us, Waziri, so he sent me to represent him. I want to say that as Kenya Water Agency Waziri, we will work together with other joint groups to see that our environment is actually maintained. So thank you very much. My name is Honorable Elisha Bushene. I'm a board member there. Thank you.
CS wetu, our governor, do protocol observed.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Bwana Zakayo Maina na mimi ni wa hapa Nakuru, na nilifanikiwa na kusaidiwa na madam na wale wako hapa na nikapata kiti ya board. I'm the vice chair ya Kenya Forest Surface na mimi ndio ninasimamia CFA. Mwaka hii tunataka kupanda zile seedlings 1.5 billion. That's what we are longing to do. Now, within a span of 10 years, 2032, 215 billion. Na hiyo is possible, sisi tukijitolea. Na mimi nasema that one is possible for everybody and we have to work for that one. Na mimi nasema Mungu wetu ambaye ako uhai atatusaidia ndio going to attain that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, chairs of other boards who came to assist us. Madam CS, this is our first official function with my board, and they are really waiting to see you. So I want them to stand and come over here. So they are not going to talk, just to see. Board members, please, if you can. Inasemekana tu msimame mahali mko mjulikane. Wote wako na uniform. Chief guest amesema atakuja kutuona kule kwetu Nema. Kwa hivyo tusife moyo. Chief guest, as we continue with the program, I have been told there is the chairman of the parliamentary committee. Please, if you, Bwana Kamuren, I'm told it is, I give you a chance to introduce the local MP. Oh, ni wako? Okay, sawa. Okay. So, chief guest, I will just make a few comments that as the board chairman for NEMA, and this being the World Environment Day, it's a great honor for me to join you today during this year's World Environment Day celebrations. This is a global agenda, like has been said. As NEMA chief guest, we are in the forefront in ensuring that the environment is taken care of. We have witnessed many challenges resulting from poor waste management, and therefore the importance of this day, which is aimed at creating awareness of all environmental challenges facing the group and the means by which we can improve. Plastics are used across all sectors, making the plastic economy a global business, with the largest consumer being packaging, accounting for more than 36% of those plastics that we manufacture. Packaging plastics has a very short lifespan, like we know, basically about 6 months. In Africa, the per capita consumption is estimated at about 0.2 kgs. That is, every person uses about 0.2 kgs of plastics. For Kenya, the per capita consumption is 0.03 kilograms, and therefore you can see the magnitude of the issue. Our chief guest, the financial implication of impacts of plastics on livestock, fisheries, water resources, tourism, public health, and environment as a whole is a national, regional, and global issue. Therefore, as part of the National Solid Waste Management Strategy, your office, Madam CS, banned the manufacture, importation, and use of plastic carrier bags used for commercial and household packaging on the 28th of February 2017. The authority prepared a strategy, and the authority, I mean NEMA, have prepared a strategy for the implementation of the ban on the plastic carrier bags. The strategy identified a number of actions. Number one is enforcement interventions across the 47 counties. Number two, chief guest, is enhanced education, information, and public awareness. In this one, the authority organizes public awareness campaigns in county barazas, media engagement in all mainstream media, and local FM stations. Number 3 in the strategy is promotion of green growth. The government of Kenya is partnering with government of Denmark on green growth in the manufacturing sector through a strategic sector cooperation phase 3 through the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of registration policy and guidelines in the management of waste, including plastic waste, includes all aspects of plastic waste management cycle from generation, collection, treatment to disposal of waste. The regulatory and institutional frameworks generally serve the purpose of prescribing, registrating, implementing, and enforcing prohibitions of certain products or materials, like banning, setting standards of plastic that is manufactured or imported as a possible way to reduce or eliminate particularly harmful plastics. NEMA will continue to create awareness regarding waste generation and related issues, encouraging waste reduction and urging the public to move towards a sustainable lifestyle by rethinking of priorities to greatly reduce generation of waste and starting a conversation about sustainable production and consumption. I take this opportunity, therefore, to thank all our stakeholders and various partners who have continuously supported NEMA in this journey of ensuring a clean and healthy environment for all citizens. I salute the Governor of Nakuru, Her Excellency Madam Kihika, who is with us here today, and her team, the County Commissioners and the Regional Commissioners team for the continued effort in making Nakuru City clean and for the support accorded to all teams for the well-coordinated planning of this year's World Environment Day. I pass my most sincere gratitude to all leadership of all the county governments for the support accorded to my staff commemorating this year's World Environment Day event concurrently in the 47 counties. With those remarks, our chief guests, I wish to thank you very much, and I now want to invite the representative from United Nations Environment Program, who is David Obisi, who is representing the UNEP representative, to make a statement. Karibu Bwana Obisi.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, guests of honor today, Madam Soipan Tuya, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, Your Excellency, Madam Susan Kiika, Governor of Nakuru County, Engineer Festus Ngeno, Principal Secretary, Environment and Climate, and also PS Forestry, who is present, Area Member of Parliament, Chairman NEMA Board of Management, Director General NEMA, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is David Ombisi from UNEP, that's the United Nations Environment Program, Regional Office for Africa based in Nairobi. And I'm here to represent Her Excellency Mrs. Inga Anderson, who is the Executive Director of the United Nations Environment program. Ms. Anderson and our UNEP Regional Director for Africa, Ms. Rose Mwebaza, would have loved to be here, but both away in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, where the global celebrations are taking place this same day. Ladies and gentlemen, World Environment Day is the biggest international day for the environment, and this has been celebrated since 1973 and has grown to be the largest global platform for environmental outreach. It's a celebration of the natural world and what the natural world brings to us as human beings. But of course, it's always not easy to celebrate as we look at a future dominated by a triple planetary crisis. The crisis of climate change, the crisis of nature and biodiversity loss, the crisis of pollution and waste, and particularly plastic waste. And unfortunately, the triple crisis is accelerating because we are not doing enough to address it. Of course, previous speakers have already spoken about the theme for this year's World Environment Day, which is to find solutions for plastic waste. And I would not want to repeat what has already been said. However, just to give some statistics in terms of the amount of plastic waste that is generated, where we have globally about 400 million tons of plastic produced every year, and half of which is only used once. So these are the single-use plastics. Of that, less than 10% is recycled, and an estimated 19 to 23 million tons end up in the lakes, rivers, and seas. More worrying are the microplastics, which are very tiny plastic particles, which find their way into food, water, and air, and which of course then have an impact on our human health as well as animal health. With available science now and solutions to tackle the problem, governments, companies, all the stakeholders present here, we are all encouraged to scale up and speed actions to solve this crisis. I must say that from the UNEP side, recently we have published a report, Turning Off the Tap. I think the NEMA DG mentioned about it, how the world can end plastic pollution and create a circular economy. The report proposes a systems change to address the causes of plastic pollution, of course reducing problematic and unnecessary plastic use with a market transformation towards circularity in plastics. Ladies and gentlemen, it's worth noting that globally, member states adopted a historic decision to end plastic pollution during the 5th United Nations Environment Assembly that took place here in Kenya last year. The decision requested UNEP to convene an intergovernmental negotiating committee with a view to developing an international legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, including in the marine environment. It's worth noting that Kenya and the rest of the African continent, Madam CS, have a crucial role to play in this deal, not least because this agreement was born in Kenya. I'm pleased to also share with you that the second session of this Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee concluded on Friday last week in Paris with a mandate for the chair of the committee, with the support of the Secretariat, to prepare a zero draft of the agreement ahead of the next session of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee which will be taking place here in Kenya again in November this year. UNEP, as a host of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee and a long-term actor on plastics, is fully committed to working with all relevant parties to end plastic pollution. In conclusion, therefore, this World Environment Day is a reminder to all of us to take action to tackle plastic pollution. It is time to beat plastic pollution. And as UNEP, we are pleased to note that Kenya is one of the countries that has already taken steps to beat plastic pollution, especially with NEMA strongly acting against illegal single-use plastics. I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, David. Let's appreciate mpige makofi. Asante sana. Thank you so much, David. Now let me take this opportunity to welcome my Principal Secretary, Engineer Festus Ngeno. Tumpigie makofi. Karibu sana, please.
Thank you so much, DG. The Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Soipan Tuya, in charge of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. Her Excellency Governor Susan Kihiga, the Governor of Nakuru County, Honorable Members of Parliament who are here, led by Honorable Arama. We have Honorable Beatrice Kemei, we have Honorable Irene, Honorable Lotte and Kamuren. All protocol observed, the various chairmen of the parastatals, CEOs of SACAs, CC Nakuru County, Mara, and watu wote wa Nakuru amjambo. CS, we do appreciate on the onset for agreeing to host this event in Nakuru. You know, I did request you that we need to have this event in Nakuru. It is good to be back home. Home is Nakuru for me. So I appreciate the fact that you granted us support. Two is to appreciate the governor for agreeing to host again. And as I speak, CS, you know, Governor Susan was my immediate boss before you became my boss. So I'm speaking on informal of my two bosses. I'm fresh. I just left Nakuru some 6 months ago on 1st of December. And I appreciate your support, Governor, on the transition. And thanks, CS, for allowing me to work. Thank you for the word and the committee led by Mamo. CS, they have worked with the county government, with the Waziri Mara, NEMA, and our head of multilateral environment committee head Mageria and the team. They have worked to put this together. CS, I want to mention that the committee that we put together was to do two tasks: to prepare for the WED, that's the World Environment Day, and the World Desertification Day, which is happening in the next 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, on 17. And CS will be heading to Kitui again to celebrate the same. It is good to be back home, as I mentioned, and I appreciate that we've walked this journey. Governor, and the team for Nakuru, you have no absolute reason for you not to deliver, especially on this process of solid waste management. You have all the necessary tools, the equipment that we are supporting you from the CSS office. And as I've indicated to you, Governor, all the time we talk, I usually go, CS has a soft spot for Nakuru. That one I can confirm for you. So anything you ask, I can guarantee it might be answered here. Two things, Governor, that I need to mention for you, CS and also CS2, that you need to keep on looking on it, is that our Lake Nakuru Biodiversity Program, which is a huge program for the county government of Nakuru. CS, part of the program under support from the KFW and being implemented by national government, is to look at the issues of integrated solid waste management. And I know the issue is expansion of the sewerage, so that we don't pollute Lake Nakuru and make Nakuru pink again, as the program says. But it is important that we plug into it and work on it. Number two, CS, is you are aware on the rising levels of the lake, that apart from Baringo that had been picked as the first county to benefit from the support from the EU. The second county that we have earmarked is Nakuru. So you will be seeing that rolling out, and CS you will be flagging off the Baringo one, and at the rising levels. Of course, Nakuru we will combine together with Naivasha. So CS is well aware about that, and Governor, you will be pleased to know that that will be part and parcel of the support that you will be getting from the national government. Thirdly, is to mention, CS, you are aware, the FLOCA program is squarely under your responsibility now. And therefore, we need to support Nakuru, on the same. The participatory climate risk assessment governor, which I presume the team went through, and the World Bank team came to the office, and we want to implore. There are a lot of funds, Governor, that the CS will be supporting you with, depending on how you deliver on the PCRA. I know the technical team are looking at me, they know what they are supposed to do, Mara, and the CEOs there. They need to make sure that comes through. And I think that is a support that the national government will be supporting you on. Governor, the other thing that you will be looking at from our end is the circularity, the EPR regulations. I know we have a functional Nakuru County Waste Management Plan. We are working on the EPR regulations, which will be basically a critical component for the county government of Nakuru. So looking at that again on the EPR regulations, which of course the CS is really working hard to make sure that we get it done, and we're happy that the Committee of Environment are here. We'll be supporting you to make sure that comes on board. Lastly, as far as you tie it on the climate change or the FLOCA program, which is of course under the Climate Change Fund, we implore you, Governor, and I know CS will mention this again, that you increase the allocation, the development budget. I know we have capped it at 2 to 3%, and CS, you are aware that you will be meeting the governors on the FLOCA program with His Excellency the President to deliberate on how much the county should be able to do. So, county government of Nakuru, I can tell you that you, without fear of contradiction, that the CS has your heart. My role is to make sure that whatever you ask will be supported and implemented. And of course, again, I have the heart of Nakuru, of course, as we support the entire country. CS, with those few remarks, I want to ask my PS colleague to come and make few remarks before I hand over the program to Honorable Arama. Honorable PS.
Asante sana. PS Ngeno, asante sana. CS, Madam Soipan, Excellency, Governor wa Nakuru, Susan Keika, the members of Parliament who are here, committee members, various guests, wananchi, habari yenu. Nikisema habari yenu, nasema panda mti. Habari yenu. Habari yenu. Habari yenu. Hiyo ndio kazi nimepatiwa ili nisaidie Saifani kufanya. Kupanda mti. Kupanda mti. Mpaka tupande miti ngapi? 15 billion. Miti ngapi? Sema 15 billion. 15 billion. Wewe unatakiwa upande 30 kwa mwaka. Miti ngapi? Sema 30. 30. Hiyo ende upande. Tuko pamoja? Na ukipanda, ili ngine ile ningetaka kusema kwa sababu hiyo siku ni ya mbuzi wangu na kwa hapa. Please, tunapanda miti, na tunachunga miti. Wale wanakata miti, muache. Mimi umezima. Mtaki niende hapo Wale wanakata miti ovyo ovyo. Soipani hapa ameniambia nishike wao na nitakujia nyinyi. Kwa hivyo msishike miti, msikate miti ovyo ovyo. Kazi ni kupanda miti na kuchunga miti. Asante sana na Mungu akubariki. Thank you very much.
That's in charge of forest. So the growing program, 15 billion tree program is squarely under his docket. and looking at the ecosystems program, the ecosystem restoration, and I think that is why we insist on the support from national to the county and every kila mtu apande miti vile tumesema. No, climate change is real, the planetary crisis, and therefore we need to make sure that we increase our tree cover from 12.8% to 30% as mentioned by my colleague PS. Allow me now, CS, to invite Honorable Arama. Arama, you will take it from here. You invite the MPs from the region, and you will give it to the chair of Environment Committee. You will deal with the other part. Then I will come and invite the Thank you.
Asante sana. Nataka kusema ya kwamba leo tuko na furaha sana kwa sababu beleni nilikuwa nimeongea, lakini nataka tufanye namna hii kama watu ya Nakuru. Nataka tuanze sasa kupanda miti. Madam CS, sisi kama wachumbe, kuanzia mimi nilikuwa nimeweka pesa hiyo ya environment. You have been a member of parliament and you know. Tumesema ile pesa yote ilikuwa ya environment, almost 5 million. Tuliseme wekwe tupande miti mwa shule. And I think my colleague here alifanya the same, na vile nimesema Bwana Gikaria ndio area member of parliament, kwanza yeye ndio chairman ya environment kama hamjui. Kwa hivyo yeye angekuwa hapa leo, lakini jana usiku ikabidi aende nje ya nchi kwenda kufanya kazi ya bunge. Kwa hivyo watu wa Nakuru Town East, mjue you are well represented. Nikikuwa hapa Gikaria hako kwa sababu saidi mimi siku Nakuru Town West, yeye wananisimamia, na mimi saidi ajuku mimi namsimamia. Kwa hivyo sisi tunataka kukuhakikishia ya kwamba tutapanda miti. Hiyo imesemekana, rais alikuwa amesema juzi 15 billion trees. Hiyo tutapanda tukianzia kwa constituency level na tuendelee kwenda huko mpaka tufikishe hiyo miti, kwa sababu miti ndiyo inafanya mvua inakuwa kwa wingi, na mvua ikikuwa kwa wingi hatutakosa chakula. Tunaelewana namna hiyo? Na hapa Nakuru, Madam Susan, mimi nataka kukuambia ya kwamba tutashirikiana pamoja. Ikifika wakati hiyo pale kwangu Nakuru Town West iko nafasi kubwa sana. Tunataka sasa yule PS umesema tupande miti. So kwa sababu madam watakuwa kila mahali, wewe nitakutafuta ulete miti mingi, tushirikiane na governor tupande hiyo miti huko kila mahali huko prison. Lakini Madam Susan, nataka kukuambia, nataka kusema kitu moja tu. Nataka kusema kitu moja, Madam Susan, governor wetu, ya kwamba pale prison iko watu wanataka kuipa shamba, na hao watu hatuwezi kukubali, kwa sababu hapo ndio tunataka tuende kupanda miti. Kwa hivyo tutashirikiana na wewe. I'll give you the details because that's my constituency. Already nilikuwa nimesema juzi, lakini tunataka tuambie wale watu ya kwamba kama president anasema tupande miti na nyinyi mnataka kuiba shamba mahali tunaenda kupanda, tutapanda wapi? Hiyo itakubalika kweli? Alafu Madam CS na governor, mnajua pale Paruti iko mahali samaki ilitoka kwa maji ikakuja pande mahali watu walikuwa wanaishi, na hiyo watu ikakuwa wametoka, lakini samaki ikakuwa hapo. Saa zingine hiyo watu wanaenda na kushika samaki, na watu yako ya Kenya Wildlife, of course is what you utaenda kuambia mwenzako. Unaweza umwambie kama samaki imekuja imekukuta ukishika uende kuuza, iko shida. Iko shida kweli. Sasa samaki imekuja mpaka kwako, wewe umekuwa displaced. Alafu watu wanashika hiyo watu wanasema ati wanaenda kuiba samaki, na samaki ndio imekuja na maji mpaka mahali yao wanaishi. Tunataka tushirikiane because Madam Governor anajua tumeongea na yeye sana. Na hiyo compensation tulikuwa tumesema tunataka watu wakuwe compensated. So hiyo pesa tukaweka, lakini vile mnajua saa zingine when you change leadership, hiyo pesa iko revive so that ndio ile watu wakuwe compensated, na hiyo samaki ikikuja hapo we want to see how people can benefit. Badala ya askari kushika hao watu, tulikuwa tunataka kuleta shida, lakini nikaongea na madam mwingine hapa akaniambia pole pole, niende pole pole. Nilikuwa nataka kuleta shida leo, lakini ameniambia ataangalia. Kwa hiyo madam vile umesema, enda hiyo watu yako wakuje kata score kwa governor, tukae chini, watu wetu wasiendelee kushuka kama samaki imekuja kwa shamba yao. Si itakuwa ni mzuri ama namna gani? Kitu kingine nataka kukuambia Madam CS, ukirudi Nairobi, unajua iko siasa inaendelea saa hii kuhusu ile financial bill, na hiyo financial bill bado ilikuwa imekuja kwenu kama rajia, ile inaitwa public participation. Ukitoka hapo sasa ndio itakuja wapi? Itakuja bunge. Hata saa hii nimekaa hapa, iko watu wengine wananiandikia message kutoka hapo, wao wanajua ati enda kataa hiyo financial bill. Sasa mimi najiuliza, hata kabla hatujafika tuende kuiongelea, watu wanasema tuikatae. Unazikataa kitu kabla hujaona uzuri yake kweli? Si unaongoja? Wacha niulize hapa, ni wangapi wako na payslip? Naona leo ni wadosi wako hapa wengi. Wale wako na payslip wako hapa mbele, wako hapa. Hawa ndio watu tunataka kuenda kukata ushuru. So that ndio wale wengine hawana payslip wafaidike. Iko makosa? Iko makosa? Iko makosa kama wacha tuulizane hapa ukweli. Sasa mimi Harama nakula pesa mingi sana kama mchunga. Nikikata pesa yangu usaidie maskini, makosa ni gani? Na mimi Harama sitakataa nikate pesa. Kwa nini wengine wanataka kukataa ni my PF? Wanataka kukataa kwa nini? Sasa wacha niwaambie, mimi nilisema hivi. Wewe sikiza. Mimi nataka msikize. Unajua kusikia ni free. Kusikia ni free. Na mimi ndio naenda kupiga kura, wewe utakuwa, lakini mimi nataka niseme hivi. Wacha tuelewane na mimi. Msifuate watu wale wanasema vitu kabla hamjajua wanasema nini. Mimi ni mtu nilikuwa ya asibu. Sisi tulikuwa tunapinga hii serikali. Tukapinga, hakuna kama iko mtu alikuwa amejua ya kwamba William Ruto hawezi kuwa president ni mimi. Mimi Harama nilikuwa nimejua na mwenyewe kwa sababu tulielezwa, tukaambiwa ati wako na deep state, wako na kila kitu. Sasa tuenda hapo, tukaenda tu bila kujua. Sasa analia baada sisi tulikuja kupatikana. Tulikuja kuona William Ruto ameenda na serikali, sasa nikika amekuwa gavana. Sasa mimi nataka tusaidiane, rasmi niwekea tena niingie hapo ndio tuendelee kusaidiana. Ama namna gani? Alafu nataka kutuambia tuende maandamano. Maandamano, tukienda maandamano serikali itapata chakula weke kwa meza. Tusidanganyane nyinyi watu, kama vile tulidanganywa tuko na deep state, tukaambiwa tuko na serikali lakini baadaye tukapoteza. Kwa hivyo mimi nilikuwa njaa mtapata, baadaye kuona mtapata. Sasa kuweka masufuria kwa kitu ndio mtapata chakula. Hamwezi, lazima tukae chini tuelewane, tuendelee pole pole. Chakula mtapata kwa meza. Na chini mnajua, wacha niseme namna hii. Unajua iko watu wengine wanatuona wanafikiria tujue tunaelekea wapi. Mimi nilipambana sana mpaka nikakuwa elected kama mheshimiwa wa Nakuru Town West. Na hiyo wewe yote mimi wawili na huyu mama hapa, huyu mrembo ndiye alishinda Ngonjiri pale party. Wawili tu out of everywhere, sisi wawili. Hata hapo tupigie makofi kwa sababu tulipomea chukuchuku. Yes. Hatungekuwa hapa. Sasa tumefika pale. Alafu mtuambie, sasa mnataka tuandamane na ile watu wengine walishindwa kura. Wewe unaweza kuwa kitu yako ni nzuri kweli? Ati sasa saa hii Harama ameweka sufuria kwa kichwa, anasema maneno pale na yeye ameshinda kura. Ukishinda kura, unaungana na wale wengine wameshinda ndio mfanye maendeleo. Si ni kweli? Kwa hivyo wacha tuungane, Kenya ni nchi moja na tukubaliane vitu chache. Ya kwamba kura ilifanya nini? Iliisha. Vile tunaendelea kupanda miti. Kura iliisha. Haitafanywa tena mpaka 2027. Hiyo ni moja. Ya pili, President ni William Ruto mpaka 2027. Ya tatu, wacha niwaambie jinsi ya mwanzo. Najua ni mzuri, mimi nataka kuwaambia, unajua mimi niko kwa taabu sana kwa sababu hata hii watu waliniweka nikaenda kukua mahali kingine. Saa hii hata ningeanzia na ningeingia UDA bado ningekuwa mheshimiwa ya serikali. Sasa unajua kuingia pale unajua unafikiri ni mchezo. Sasa juzi nilikuwa nimeona mtu anasema sisi tukikuwa Jubilee, nataka nimuelefushe Jubilee members of parliament. Sisi tunafanya kazi na serikali ya KK. Na tukifanya kazi ya KK ndio maendeleo ifanye nini? Ikuje mpaka hapa mwezi 8. Lakini niliona juzi party leader wa ODM anasema atafukuza members of parliament ya Jubilee, atafukuza kutumia sheria gani? Kwa sababu sisi tuko na party leader. Uhuru Kenyatta alikuwa party leader, Paolo yeye ameenda nyumbani. Sasa kama ameenda nyumbani tumweka Sabina Chege. Ndio acting party leader. Kutoka hapo Kanini Kega secretary general. Kutoka hapo sasa mliaramu unaona hapa ni hizo lazima leader. Huyu madam unaona hapa anakaa niki. Hii ungekuja hapa leo ndio nieleze hiyo maneno apart from mwingine ya kuenda kupanda miti. Miti tutapanda, hiyo tumekubaliana. Kwa hivyo nikikuwa hapa mjue sasa sisi tunafanya kazi pamoja, uacha tusaidie serikali ya KK wafanye kazi. Yangu itakuwa itaishia hapo, wacha niite Mrendo. Huyo alitoa yule rafiki yangu anaitwa Ngujiri. Huyu ndiye alitoa Ngujiri kura. Na nataka msikie akiongea kwa sababu si rais, Ngujiri kukuwa rais sana kumtoa. Lakini kama alimtoa si alifanya kazi. Kwanza akamtoa na Jubilee. Na Jubilee ilikuwa mkataliwa kila mahali. Wacha tumpe nafasi aongee dakika moja alafu nitaita chairman ya kuja ongea hapa. Karibu sana Mrembo.
Asante sana. Madam CS, I think ametoka. My governor, PSS present, waheshimiwa wengine ambao wako hapa, senior government officials, na watu wa Nakuru, hamjambo. Mimi niko na furaha siku ya leo. Kwa wale ambao hawanijui, mimi ndio MP wa Bahati, ama kwa majina naitwa Erin Joki, mrembo na kazi. Mimi sina maneno mingi, Arama amewaambia. Kitu Arama hakujua, hapo Bahati watu waliniambia, we mrembo kaa square. Sasa hapa Juki, hii kitu inaenda kuharibika. Na sasa hauwezi ingia UDA saa hii. Si wacha tuvae suti ya yellow, lakini wewe tuvae tie ya red. Sasa mimi, Arama mimi, watu walivaa suti ya yellow, mimi ndio nilikuwa tai ya red. Na ninafurahi sana kwa sababu hatukupinga serikali, sasa si ndio sisi tuko hapa. Sisi tunashukuru sana PSS and the CS. I want to request you, as we celebrate this day, Bahati sisi tuko mbele. Mimi nisha tengeneza timu yangu ili tupande miti, because I have Dondori Forest, Kabatini and Bahati Forest. So I think the forest cover is actually in my place. Ninataka kuwashukuru tena because of allowing shamba system. Wale wakulima wetu wanaenda hapo, lakini ningehimiza pia tukipatiwa kitu sisi pia tuchunge, si ndio? Ukipatiwa shamba na wewe pia panda miti. We have the areas that are covered with shrubs. Ningewaomba tafadhali mturuhusu hawa wakulima wetu walime, but provided wapande miti. And mimi nimeamua nitakuwa patron. Niko na team yangu hapa. Tumeanza tunajiita Green Minds Movement, wacha waone. Hawa vijana wameamua wacha wakae soba na mrembo. Badala ya kukaa kwa pombe, wacha wakae soba na mrembo. Na ninauliza, kama mko watu wa Bahati pale, kama uko na kijana, mama, mzee ambaye unaona anakusumbua na pombe, mlete hapa kwa mrembo. Hapa kwa mrembo iko kazi ya kupanda miti na hakuna mchezo. Sisi tunapanda 2000 trees every day. Our target is 20,000 trees monthly, and by the end of the year you can multiply that kama ulifanya hesabu. Sisi tutakuwa mbele. All we need ni kuhakikisha we have covered all the areas za forest ambazo ziko idle. Na tusaidie, mtupe support Madam CS na PS. Tupatie ni support. Huko kwetu hata tunataka kuwa na recreation facilities. Mtupe shamba, sisi tutapanda miti. Alafu nitakuja niombe hapa DG anisaidie na tuviti ama nini hapo, you know, some dustbins tuweze kuweka hata watu wakikuja picnic pale Bahati. Si ni vizuri? Mnatoka hapa, mnatoka kwa town, mnakuja huko kwa green hapa kwetu Bahati. So tunafurahi sana. We seek for your support and we request you also support us kwa maneno ya rehabilitation of water catchment areas ambazo zinahitaji rehabilitation. For me, wacha tuendelee, niseme asanteni sana, na watu wa Bahati muendelee kunishikilia. Sisi tuko mbele. Maneno ya forest cover lazima tupande miti, na tutaendelea, na karibuni kwa mrembo ukae soba. Asante.
Asante sana Irene. Mnakumbuka yule mzee alikuwa anaitwa Muru Mutisia? Alikuwa anasema kata miti 2 panda 1. Mnakumbuka alikuwa anasema hivyo. Sasa sisi tunataka tupande miti mbili, tupande moja, si ndio? Because that's the only time tunaweza weka miti ya kuwe mingi. Buru Mutisi alisahau akasema kata mbili ukate moja. Kwa hiyo machache nafikiria waja niite chairman who is representing Honorable Gikaria, Bwana Kamureni akuja waongeresha na atatueleza wale members of parliament wamekuja kutoka Nairobi, wale committee members in environment. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Asante sana mheshimiwa mwenyeji. Waziri wetu wa forestry environment, gavana wetu wa hapa Nakuru, PSS wale wako hapa, viongozi wa tabaka mbalimbali, wananchi kwa ujumla, amjambo. Amjambo tena. Naona wakati wa Nakuru nitaiva sasa, sherehe zote niweke Baringo kama sisikii sauti. Na nilisikia pia saa ile nasema mkisalamiwa nasema panda nini? Panda nini? Panda miti. Wacha nisikie sauti ya Nakuru. Amjambo. Panda miti umesahau. Amjambo. Wacha nisikie vizuri. Amjambo. Very good. Kumbe sherehe ni yenu. Let me take this opportunity, our CS as our chief guest, to invite the other members of the National Assembly who are the Committee of Forestry, Environment and Mining to come from here and introduce themselves and say something shortly because of time. Karibuni wenzangu, kujeni hapa mbele. Tumekuja wachache kwa sababu mheshimiwa mwenyeji wa hapa, rafiki wangu sana, Mheshimiwa Gikaria, yeye ndio mwenyekiti, mimi ndio naibu wake, na yeye aliongoza timu nyingine ya wanakamati wa bunge na wamesonga mbele huko kwa mkutano ya dunia hii kwa hii mambo ya environment. So yeye yuko na sisi, lakini Mheshimiwa Arama na mwenzake Mrindo wamewakilisha vizuri, na hata na mimi nimewakilisha yeye, na naona mambo yake sawa, na mnachunga yeye mpaka hata samaki ukishika mtu nashikwa. Leo inakuwa samaki shika mtu shiba. Naona hiyo maneno yanaingia vizuri. Basi jitambulishe ndugu.
Asante sana naibu wa chair. Kwa our CS Mheshimiwa Soipan, Governor mtendakazi, Governor wa Nakuru Susan Kihika, PSS wetu wawili ambao wako hapa, wajumbe wenzangu wala ambao tuko na wao committee, board of directors, management directors, CEOs, pamoja na Wanakuru. Hamjambo. Panda miti. Hamjambo. Hamjambo. Ni vizuri tuanze tushika ile slogan, kwa sababu kwa miaka 10 ambayo ziko mbele yetu lazima tupande miti bilioni 15. Na kwa sababu tuko na CS wetu ambaye amededicate time yake, energy zake kuhakikisha kwamba tunapanda miti, sisi kama wanakamati tumesimama hapa kuwarai wa Kenya wote tufuate mtindo huo wa kupanda miti bilioni 15 kwa miaka 10 ambazo zinakuja. Kwa hivyo lazima salamu zetu za mjambo panda miti ianze kushika fomu wakati huu. Kwa majina, mimi ni Mheshimiwa Titus Lote, mjumbe wa eneo bunge la Kachaliba kutoka upande wa Pokot Magharibi, na mmoja wepo wa wanakamati ya kamati hii ambayo tunashughulika na mambo ya environment na mambo ya mazingira pamoja na mambo ya forestry ambayo ni miti na mining. CS wetu yuko hapa, na ningependa kusema kwamba tuna CS wa nguvu. Jana tumemtembelea kwake na tumeona kwamba yeye tu sio CS kwa sababu amepatiwa kuwa CS, lakini yeye ni CS kwa sababu yeye pia ni environmentalist, ni mpanda miti tangu alipokuwa mdogo. Kwa hivyo ningependa sisi wote, sisi kama wanakamati, letu ni kuzunguka Kenya mzima pamoja na PS wetu na CS kuona kwamba Wakenya tunabadilisha jangwa ambayo inatukemea sasa. Ukitembea juu ya katika Afrika, mahali kwingi ni mchanga. Tuna bahati kama Kenya na tuna nafasi ya kupanda miti na kusukuma jangwa kutoka kwetu. Ya mwisho, mimi ningependa pia kama mbunge kuongea kuhusu mambo ya finance bill, kwa sababu wiki hii ambayo imeanza leo Alhamisi, tutaanza kuongea kuhusu mambo ya finance bill. Hii bill ni ya Wakenya, na kama vile Mheshimiwa Rama amesema, imekuwa katika mikono ya Wakenya, sasa inakuja kwa mikono ya wabunge ambao Wakenya wote waliwachagua kwenda kuwatendea. Sisi mimi mmoja wao ambao wamekaa hapa, tutapigia kura na mababe wote wale wa Azimio walisema wanataka wakati wa kupiga kura ijulikane ni nani alisimama wapi kwa hii bill. Yule alipinga ama yule alikubali. Jana rais mwenyewe akasema hata yeye anafurahia sana kujua kwa wabunge sisi ambao tutakuwa pale bungeni nani atapinga na nani atakubali. Kwa sababu mimi kama mjumbe mmoja wetu, mimi nimechaguliwa kutoka chama cha KUP ambayo ilikuwa ina mrengo wa upande wa Azimio. Ukiangalia manifesto ya Azimio kulikuwa na mambo ya housing levy. Ukiangalia manifesto ya Kenya Kwanza kulikuwa na mambo ya housing levy. Wote tunakubaliana mambo ya housing inatakikana. Ile tunaona sasa ni siasa. Lakini ningependa kusema hivi. Biblia inasema my people perish for lack of vision. Tunaambiwa miaka 60 ambazo zilipita, knowledge. Thank you very much. It is good that you are listening. Now nimewapata. Wanakuru mupo? Hata msipesa mupo. Nimeona you guys know what I'm saying. We need to have knowledge and we have to have vision, because the young men are vision carriers kwa Biblia. Na mahali ambako hakuna vision, watu wanapotea. Hii niseme hivi, let's look at the vision carrier of this bill. Tusiangalie tu mambo kiholela. Let's look at what do we think in this country. Angalia huyu ambayo sasa anabeba vision hii ambayo ni rais wa Kenya sasa. Yeye aliposimama when he was a young man kupinga mtu anaitwa Chesire who was in government with Moi, watu hawakuamini kwamba Mheshimiwa Ruto angemshinda Chesire. But Mheshimiwa Ruto alimwangusha Chesire because he had a vision kwamba atamwangusha Chesire. Yeye kwa miaka zote ambayo amesimama kura alikuwa na vision kwamba ataanguka. Hakuna siku hata moja Mheshimiwa Ruto ameanguka kura. Yeye alipoingia kwa Ministry of Education, the reforms that we see in the Ministry of Education, higher education saizi, yeye alifikiria akaanzisha, some of you are enjoying it now. When he went to agriculture, he had a vision that nobody had. He did it. Na akapita. I will tell you this, he has never failed in an election. These others have failed in an election. I will tell you, in the time where tulikuwa tunaongea juu ya BBI, the only person who stood against everybody na akasema BBI against every hope itaanguka. People never believed. Nobody believed. But he knew he had a vision kwamba itaanguka. Who saw BBI ikipita? And it was a government-led project. It didn't. Haikupita. Hata juzi aliposema wako na system na government na niko na Mungu na itapita. Nobody believed, even mimi. Nilikuwa nimesimama pale nikimuombea lakini sikuamini. But he won. This guy is the vision carrier. Akisema tuangalie mambo ya housing, he knows it. Let me tell you wa Kenya, tusichukulie kiolela. This African country called Kenya requires somebody that has a vision. 60 years ago tulikuwa kama Singapore. tulikuwa na documents kama ya Singapore. 60 years under, sisi tuko tunalia, we are still in square one. Mimi nataka kusema hivi. Mimi nataka kuambia hivi. We are still in square one. We have not moved because we have not thought kwamba we can do something. Tukisema hatutaki kulipa, inamaanisha we want to go and borrow and take ourselves deep into debts. It is important as a country tuanze kufikiria ni jinsi gani tusikue slaves wa nchi zingine. We cannot allow our port of Mombasa to be sold because we want to continue enjoying other people's sweat. We need to start enjoying our own sweat. Look at South Africa. Walipokuwa na mbodha mzungu, South Africa was doing very well. Was doing very well. Look at Uganda. It is doing very well. Look at Rwanda. It is doing very well. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. It is important as a country for us to think kwamba ni wakati ya sisi kujisimamia. Either we decide to pay or we decide to take ourselves into slavery kwa kwenda kwa loans. Mimi nawaambia hata time ikiisha, this the vision carrier itapita na mtaona. Asanteni.
Asante sana. Tukisema mchambo unasema panda miti, si ndio? Mchambo. Najua Wasiri una viti viwili hapa. Masito Governor. Nikiona size inatosha Governor. Nikiona size inatosha Wasiri. Nafanya marketing sasa. Na mpiki makopi. Wana mutaki mambo iende. Si ndio hivyo? Basi our CS, let me welcome Mheshimiwa kutoka Kericho. Mwenye alienda anopost. Yeye peke yake. Lakini alitungoja mpaka tuingie sisi wote bunge.
Asante sana Vice Chair. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hebu tusalamiane hewani. Bwana asifiwe. Asante sana. And CS wetu wa environment, climate change and forestry, Madam Soipan, our governor, whom we call Chemolel huku Kericho, yeye anakaa mzungu, tunashukuru sana. Our PSS present, our members of parliament, my vice chair and the team, all the government officials present, the administration, watu wote wa Kericho, watu wote wa Nakuru, watu wote wa Kenya wenye wako hapa. Hamchambo. 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 You are the best students here. Asante sana. I will take a very short time. Time is not on our side. I have come to join the CS and the team on this great day where we are actually remembering in this environment day in the world. And of course the theme of the day is speaking against pollution, and that is plastic pollution. And we have actually, all of us have said what? Beat plastic pollution. I want to appreciate the many teams who have come here from the start of the event, the youth who are here, the young children. I want to single out particularly one boy of 10 years who actually spoke to it, of recycling. He actually talked of what? Reduce, recycle and reuse. That is matters of the plastic and any other solid waste. It is a way of managing. Thank you so much. This is now when we look at it and know that when we use our plastics and reuse and even reduce the use of plastics, our towns will look green, clean. Our cities will actually be clean, and we will go to the international standard. For record, before I conclude, Vice Chair, myself and other members of Environment, Forestry and Mining Committee in National Assembly, we went to Geneva in Switzerland. And I must say this for record. The city is very clean. You cannot see any waste. And I want to ask, and our leaders here, CS and Governor, our members of public are able to actually reduce and recycle. But what they need, particularly at the dustbins in every corner, so that they will be able to put the plastics where they belong. So may I request, from where you sit, kindly provide the dustbins. Number 2, let's also have a place where let's have the trucks to transport the waste. Number 3, can we also label the dustbins for separation purposes? We cannot lump all the solid in one dustbin, and we are giving problems to the people who are going to separate. So if we label all the dustbins, this one is for plastic, this one is for maybe whatever others, then it will be well with us. I know our people listen, and when they listen, they actually act. Why am I saying so, Madam CS? When the president championed the planting of 15 billion trees for the 10 years, our people have started doing that. And therefore, I'm saying this is a listening government, this is a listening nation. And our people are ready to act upon what we are given. So, before I conclude, I would also say this. Among us, we have youth who are not employed. And I have seen they have given themselves employment by doing the recycling and all that. So this one will give us employment. I would also want to put across this point that the government of the day, where I appreciate the people of Nakuru for voting for Kenya Kwanza government. For record, Your Excellency, the day we came to Nakuru, the last day, is the day I knew William Ruto will be the president of this country. Nakuru actually is a determinant factor in the politics of this country. And because we are here today, I want to appreciate all what has been said and done. And I would also say the finance bill that is coming to Parliament this week, I want to ask our people, before you say no or before you ask many questions or whatever, listen, read through the bill, understand. Before you say, I am not for it, understand the bill first. Where I'm standing and where these members have stood, at least Mheshimiwa hapa ametuelezea this housing, which actually is in the agenda of the Kenya Kwanza, even Azimio had it in the agenda. It is one of the agendas that is going to reach many of us. So before that, listen, read, understand the bill. I am ready myself. The case of taxes, where we are told it is for those with the pay slips, that at least mainly those who earn more. I am ready to be taxed more, to be able to help the people who are down there, because our agenda is bottom. We said bottom up. I am ready. At least 8% reduction in VAT for the cars, the cooking cars, is a plus, Madam CS, to the environment. For this, at least many people will not be using the wood fuel. So any other, like the NHIF, where we are saying the common mwananchi can pay 300. It is for the good of those people who are down there. And I know all of us will appreciate. So once more, I'm asking us to read, understand, and next time you will be able to say, I am going with the finance bill. I know our president means well for this country. Ignore the negative energy from the Azimio, because they are our competitors and they have nothing new and nothing good to bring on board. Ignore and move forward with the government. Once more, I appreciate the people of Nakuru, and the environment must be kept clean for all of us. I support today whatever we are saying against the plastic pollution in this country. Thank you very much. My name is Beatrice Kenei, County MP, Kericho. And I want to welcome you to that side of Kericho. PS, you have talked so much of Nakuru. And CS is here. I appreciate chairman wetu ni kutoka Nakuru. Lakini Nakuru na Kericho si ni moja. Tukiendelea. So make sure next time you come to Kericho. As we plant coffee, as we plant tea, as we plant bananas, we are also contributing to environmental management. Thank you so much and God bless you. Gongoi misinge. Asante.
Asante sana. Ebu wapatie makofi waheshimiwa hawa wa komiti. Tuwe na mpango kwa sababu watu wa Nakuru wana mpango. Tunasikia mlikipanga tangu zamani. Mpango ya makofi. Moja. Bana vinya makofi bwana. Moja. Very good. Mbili. Asante sana. Mheshimiwa Waziri, we are here as members of the National Assembly, the Committee of Environment and Forestry, to support and also to educate our people on the importance of plastic pollution. The way we have said, that is the way to go. We are here to support you. We are here as members, and we are willing in the National Assembly to do legislations that will support and eradicate any pollution as a result of this that will destroy our environment. We want to urge each and every Kenyan that let us support each other, let us move together. This is our country. Environment, climate change is real. It's affecting all of us. We don't have food because of these changes of pollution. We want to urge each and every person, be it a young person, an old person, energetic man, energetic lady, can we move together in restoring our environment. I want to thank our president because he is the champion. He did say it very well, and he has committed this nation that we need to plant 15 billion trees in the next 10 years. This is a unique agenda in Africa. The other day I was in Geneva, and I was so proud because it is in Africa, a country known as Kenya, that we are planting 15 billion trees. That is a big agenda in this world. We need to, all of us as Kenyans, move together, plant trees, and make sure that we protect that tree until it is mature, and we make use of it. Please, tusaidiane. Watu wetu, watu wa Nakuru. Tumekuja hapa tukiwa wajumbe wenu kuwaeleza kwamba tupande miti. Rais wetu amesema tupande miti bilioni 15 kwa miaka 10. Kila mmoja wetu tujitoe tupande miti. Naomba sana kila department, msione kama ni ya forest, hapana. Ni ya kila Mkenya, ni ya kila wizara, ni ya kila kikundi. Tusaidiane. Kanisa, chukueni ushukani. Kila mmoja achukue ushukani, tupande miti. Tukipanda miti tutapata vyakula. Tukipanda miti tutapata hewa. Tukipanda miti tutapata hata mimea. Tukipanda miti tutapata hata dawa. Tukipanda miti mambo yetu itakuwa vizuri. Kwa sababu tutapata mvua. Saa hii nchi ya Kenya kwa miaka mitatu hatujakuwa na vyakula. Kwa sababu ya nini? Ukosefu wa mvua. Kwa sababu gani? Dunia yote imeharibika, climate change. Nini iliharibu? Pollution. Nini iliharibu? Kukata miti. Ndivyo tunasema tukiongozwa na rais wetu mpendwa kwamba tupande miti hizo zote kwa miaka 10. Na najua nilikuwa napanga nikaangalia tukipanda miti sasa na hii mambo hewa hii kae vizuri, mvua ipende Kenya. Hata tuongee siasa kiasi gani saa hii. Bila hii kushiba, tabu. Tumbo kwanza. Lakini akili mbele. Bana ongozwa na tumbo tena. Na akili hapa tumepewa tupande nini? Tupande nini? Tupande miti. Panda miti. Waziri, kuna ile jawabu na tunangoja bungeni kwamba kama raia tukuje na ile sheria ambayo tutafalio miti ya kila shamba, ili yule mkulima anapanda miti na anaye miti yake ifanywe valuation na apewe cheti kama title ambaye anaweza tumia kwamba nina miti 200 kwa shamba yake na inakaribu maybe shilingi 1300. Anaweza enda benki na apewe pesa kwa ajili ya hiyo miti
ambaye yeye anayo kwa shamba yake. Maana watu wanaanza kufanya mambo ya mahindi, maharagwe, kofi, majani, nini, hiyo mambo mengine, lakini hawaoni faida ya miti kwa sababu hawapati pesa. Wacha tutaangalia hiyo, najua waziri anaangalia hiyo, lete bunge tupitishe mara moja, wakulima wa kupanda miti wapate cheti ambaye anaweza kujiombea pesa nayo na maisha isonge mbele. Wakenya wamechoka sana. Wakenya tunaumia, ni njaa tupu. Mimi sehemu natoka Baringo Kusini, kuna mambo ya bandits. Na ukienda kuangalia ni mambo ya nyasi, mambo ya maji na
energy na CEO wake Ken, all the government officials present. Nimeona pia rafiki yangu mheshimiwa MCA Rose Kimtai, who is the chair of the Environment Committee at the Nakuru County Assembly. Nimeona a few of my MCAs kutoka Nakuru County Assembly, karibuni pia. All the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. God is good and all the time. Wow, si ndio hiyo? Kwanza niseme kidogo hii ya environment alafu tuongee kidogo. Si ndio hiyo? So I'm delighted to join you today as we congregate here in Lake Nakuru National Park to mark this year's World Environment Day. We are gathered here at the scenic resource which embodies nature, giving us a panoramic view of an interplay of man and nature. I remember Leo Tolstoy, a great writer who loved nature, and said that one of the first conditions of happiness is that the link between man and nature shall not be broken. Here, as human beings of a time, have we as human beings of a time sought to break that link? Indeed we have, and the very reason we are commemorating this day is to celebrate nature's beauty and pledge more to protect it for the generation and the generations to come. We chose to stage this day here at the Lake Nakuru National Park because apart from being one of the largest in Kenya, it was the first to be designated as a Ramsar site in the country due to its exceptional biodiversity. Indeed, as you drive or as you walk in, and even from where you are sitting, you can see a variety of animals, I hope. You can see plants and other organisms that make up the natural world. Together, they work in ecosystems like an intricate web to maintain balance and support life. Over the past few years, the water level in the lake has been rising due to high siltation and pollution due to solid wastes and effluent from the city. In short, the balance of life at this park, just like many in the world, has been altered by human activities such as pollution, deforestation, and climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, the year's World Environment Day theme is Solutions to Plastic Pollution. Indeed, one of the most pressing environmental challenges we face today is plastic pollution. According to the UN, to UNEP 2023 of a study, over 400 million tons of plastics are produced worldwide each year, with half being single-used and less than 10% being recycled. So only 10% are being recycled. Furthermore, approximately 19 to 23 million tons of plastic are in our rivers, lakes, and oceans annually. Nakuru City generates about 700 tons of solid waste annually, of which 20% is plastic, and most are not lucrative for recycling and upcycling, thus ending up as a menace. Moreover, single-use plastics clog our stormwater drains, causing flooding in case of heavy downpours, degrading our environment, choking our wildlife, and resulting in human health issues. In 2017, the government, in collaboration with stakeholders, banned single-use plastics in a move that has been lauded globally. However, loopholes persist and must be addressed to ensure the effective enforcement of the law against plastics. Allow me to report that Nakuru County has become a national champion and barometer on integrated waste management. We have provided an enabling environment by putting legal frameworks such as the County Waste Management Policy and the Nakuru County Waste Management Act 2021. We have also complied with all 10 minimum points stipulated in the National Waste Management Strategy 2015. In addition, the national government has launched a 15 billion national tree planting campaign in conjunction. Okay, a bit. In conjunction with other sustainable initiatives in agriculture. It's too hot out there. I can't. I just can't. I'm already feeling hot. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. Unless you want me to finish. I can't. Just bring my mic. I'm sorry. Poleni. It's a bit. Basi toeni hii. Is that better for you? Yeah. Oh, hapo ndani ni better. Waziri wangu utaka hapa? Yes. Okay. Nilisema sipangwingwi lakini naona nimepangwa nikapangika. Okay, very good. Thank you. Poleni. I'm about to finish. In addition, the government has launched a 15 billion national tree growing campaign in conjunction with other sustainable initiatives in agriculture, infrastructure, energy, and other sectors to enhance ecological functioning, mitigate climate change, and promote food security. Achieving this noble cause requires a multi-sectoral approach, which the county has embraced. And since its launch, we have grown more than 500,000 assorted tree seedlings. Umesikia PS? In different areas of the county. Our drive, commitment, and sustainability to this noble initiative are guaranteed. By 2030, Nakuru County intends to increase its tree cover to 75,000 hectares. However, my good county government colleagues, the CS has pointed out that in 10 years, which is what, 2032, Nakuru County, the goal is to have covered 200,000 hectares. That is about 500,000 acres, which translates into about 250 million seedlings. That is 25 million seedlings per year. So I hope my departments, you're catching that, so that we make sure we deliver. So we must deliver that in the next 10 years. That's the goal. Unlike any other county, Nakuru County is vulnerable to environmental degradation effects. A few months ago, we experienced severe drought in all sub-counties, and we are now grappling with severe flooding and erosions, particularly in Nakuru City, Eburu area, and Kiamunyi. It is important to note that Nakuru County has completed a rigorous exercise on participatory climate risk assessment in all our 55 wards. We have developed a Nakuru County Climate Change Action Plan and submitted as the minimum qualifications of the investment grant from the Financing Locally Led Climate Actions Program, the FLOCA, to enable us to implement priorities identified as hazards at the ward levels. These priorities are co-financed by Nakuru County and FLOCA. We have already enacted the Nakuru County Climate Change Act of 2021, Nakuru Climate Change Policy, Sustainable Energy and Climate Action Plan, Nakuru County Energy Plan, and Nakuru County Integrated Solid Waste Management Feasibility Study or Plan. So as you can see, Waziri, we are really championing this, and we shall work together with you to make Nakuru and indeed the whole county do better. In our quest to maintain Nakuru County as one of the cleanest counties, we have embarked on greening and beautification programs in the urban areas, tree growing in line with the 15 billion national tree growing goal, and cleanup activities. Furthermore, we have adopted clean energy technologies such as solar energy, enhanced non-motorized transport, promoted energy use efficiencies to reduce GHG emissions, installed air quality monitoring sensors, and rehabilitated Gyoto dump site through greening, site fencing, waste compaction, waste segregation, waste recovery, organic and inorganic, and making environmentally friendly products such as roofing tiles, eco tiles, green corn fertilizer, and fire briquettes from waste. It is significant to mention that Nakuru County is a signatory to the Global Alliance on Climate Change and Energy, and through her commitment, it has been honored with 3 awards by the Covenant of Mayors in Sub-Saharan Africa, COMSA, for its sustainable energy and climate change initiatives. To assist Nakuru County Waziri in our commitment to preserve and protect the environment, we are seeking support from you at the national level in the gazettement of environment inspectors by NEMA. I'm happy the NEMA DG is here. Solid waste management, in solid waste management, the establishment of the material recovery facility. Waziri and PS, we have talked quite a bit about this facility. That would really help in our solid waste management as a county. And for me, as a person and as governor, that is one of the big things that I really hope to get done in this term, is get the solid waste management going. Also support on the FLOCA program, the Participatory Climate Risk Assessment, PCRA for Nakuru County. And in collaboration with the water sector, the Lake Nakuru Biodiversity Program and the KFW, and this will support the solid waste management strategy for Nakuru County. So as I conclude, I would like to express my gratitude to NEMA, the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, KWS, KFS, Kenya Meteorological Department, the NYS, Kenya Prison, Kenya Defense Forces, Nakuru Business Association, NASWAMA, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, and among others, for making this event successful. A lot of those others have also been working hand in hand with the county government in planting trees and putting up these seedlings all over the place. Special appreciation to World Vision, KFW, GIZ, WWF, and others who have worked with us to promote environmental conservation, climate change mitigation, and resilience. I urge more partners to join hands with us. And in conclusion, someone said, for most of history, man has had to fight nature to survive. In this century, he is beginning to realize, or rather man is beginning to realize, that to survive, he must protect nature. Therefore, I pledge to collaborate in the fight against climate change and environmental pollution to ensure a clean and healthier environment for ourselves and our future generations. Asante. Nikikaa chini pia niseme, asante pia. I really truly want to especially thank my good friend Mheshimiwa Arama. Na by the way niseme, nilijaribu kutoa Arama. Unajua sio siri. Na nyinyi watu wa West, kuna watu wa West hapa. Mkanidanganya nikawapeleka huko showground, nikawapanga na nikawaambia tutoe Arama aende home. Because alikataa kuingia UDA. Lakini God is good. Si sasa tuko pamoja. So in fact, asante pia for your wisdom. He is a great ally, akona vision iko juu sana, na tumeambiana tunatembea hii safari pamoja. So we shall be coming together to make sure that Nakuru Town West, together working in collaboration, really everything that needs to be done is done. So nataka mjue kutoka leo, Arama ako ndani kwa serikali ya round hii. Kwa serikali ya nani? Ya William Ruto. Pia tuna mrembo rafiki yangu Irene Joki. Pia Irene nilimuomba usiku na mchana, tafadhali Irene ingia UDA. Akaniambia nyinyi kuna mtu mtaibia kura. Wacha nikae nje, nikimshinda huko kwa main general election, nitangangana na yeye, tutakuja tufanye kazi. The beauty is I am a true believer of democracy. And that is why you see me fight so hard. Maneno hiyo ya handshake. Huwa nasema, we cannot be waking you up every morning, mwende mpige laini, mpige kura, and then once people have been defeated, muanze kutuambia tukuje pamoja tufanye kazi pamoja as a handshake. Wale wameshinda, mbona hamuniambii niite Lee akuja tutengeneze hii serikali pamoja? Na mbona mnaambia Ruto hivyo kama mimi hamuniambii? So mwenye ameshinda leads for that term, si ndio hiyo? Na mwenye hakushinda agoje next time, si ndio? Si hata hawa Arama walienda njia ingine lakini bado walituangusha huko kwao na wakaingia. But once they are in, I respect the decision of the voters of Nakuru Town West and Bahati in picking their members of parliament. And because of that, now we work together. Sasa nataka pia tuwapigia makofi because wamesema they are supporting the vision of our president in parliament. Na kwa hivyo waheshimiwa, together with ours, hawa wa Kenya Kwanza, I'm not even addressing them because hao tuko on the same page. Lakini nyinyi wawili, yenyewe na waheshimu. Because kama mlituangusha na wave ilikuwa kubwa hivyo in your constituencies, there is something they know. Si ndio hiyo? So tafadhali, I thank you very much also for saying that you will be supporting the finance bill. Mnajua wananchi wangu wa Nakuru, niwaambie tu why I also support that. Ukweli economy ni mbaya, si ndio hivyo? Hakuna pesa, cha ukweli. Lakini pia mimi nasimama hapa nasema nataka mabarabara za lami. Nataka pesa niweze kufeed watoto wangu kwa shule vile niliwaambia. Nataka kujenga ECDs. Nataka hospitali zangu ziwe na madawa. Nataka kujenga mahospitali. Nataka kufanya hii kazi yote. Where will this money come from? Na pesa yangu pia kutoka national government. Pesa itatoka wapi? Hakuna, si ndio hiyo? Na mimi pia staki ya wa president aendelee kuomba huko internationally pesa. Because we keep getting in debt and in debt and in debt, and it is our children who will end up having to pay for this debt. We do not want our ports to be auctioned. We do not want our country to be auctioned. So we must do what we have to do so that we can pull ourselves up and be able to run our economy independently. Pia kwa manyumba, my friends. Mimi, I am one of the greatest advocates ya low cost or affordable housing. Mnajua kwa nini? Tuseme kama mimi as a governor, ama kama Arama. Arama kona mshahara ya, nikiseme sana wasikuje waitishe. Wanajua, si wanajua, ni wajuaji, wanaingiana social media. Wako, tukona kama ngapi karibu 1 million. My friends, we have a salary of almost 1 million shillings. 3% anaambiwa ili asaidia kujengea wale wenye hawaishi vizuri sana. 3% and it is capped. Hauwezi pitisha kulipa hata kama unatengeneza pesa ngapi? 2,500. So kwa Arama 2,500 ama kwangu, how much is that? Siyo ni kidogo sana. Si ni kidogo. So that na sisi, mimi my vision as a governor, I would want to kuona manyumba hapa county ya Nakuru, the low cost or the affordable housing. So that watu wangu, badala ya kuishi mahali hakuna choo, badala ya kuishi mahali hakuna maji kwa nyumba, badala ya kuishi mahali hakuna stima, ni waweke kwa skyscraper, ama zinaitwa aje? Si ndio hizo? Uwe na maji, unaguza tu ile wall, unawasha stima hapo. Ogatho watu rodhi gothi timegakana. Nemwanyita, na choo yako hapo. Watoto wako pia, let them live in a life of dignity. Na if I will have to pay for you to have it, Ruto ni sign number 1. Nisainiwe pale number 1 nikifuatwa na Arama. Si ndio hiyo? Because sisi wenye tuko kwa mshahara, I think every now and then, I think it is important. Like one president of the US said, it is not always asking about what can my country do for me. It is time for me pia to ask, what can I do for my country? Sawa sawa. Asante. God bless you. Tuko pamoja na tunaendelea kufanya job. Thank you, Nakuru. Na sasa, it is my singular pleasure. Nataka tusimame kidogo. Hata mumekaa sana. Mumekaa sana. Na mwenye nataka kuinvite sasa, nilikuwa kwao Kejana in Narok. Unajua tuko marafiki and we support each other. The CS wa environment. She has been in parliament, kwa hivyo wanaelewa hii maneno. Sasa, na ni wakili, na kona maono iko mbele sana. She's very sharp. But above all, she's a good friend of mine. So najua Nakuru tutapewa ka-through pass kidogo, si ndio hiyo? Lakini watu wa Baringo wasisikie, na Kericho, na West Pokot. Lakini tafadhali help me welcome our CS, Mheshimiwa Soipan Tuya, the CS for Environment. Karibu, my sister. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us all be seated. To Katie.
Asante sana. Watu wa Nakuru, Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe watu wa Nakuru. Gavana, unajua mimi nimeishi Nakuru hapo mbeleni. So ninajisikia niko nyumbani zaidi ya kuwa kwa rafiki yangu Governor Susan. Nitasoma speech kidogo ya World Environment Day. Alafu pia niseme maneno kidogo kuhusiana na kazi ya ministry. The Governor of Nakuru County, Your Excellency Susan Kihika, honorable members of parliament present here, led by the Honorable Samuel Arama, who is an area MP, same to my sister Irene Joki, who is also an area MP within this county. Tuko pia na Vice Chair of the Environment Committee of the National Assembly, Honorable Kamuren, pamoja na members, Honorable County Member for Kericho County, na Mheshimiwa Lote kutoka West Pokot County, Principal Secretary, State Department for Environment, Engineer Ngeno, Principal Secretary for Forestry, Gitonga Mugambi, County Commissioner for Nakuru County, Chairman, Board of NEMA, all board chairpersons present, the NEMA Director General, members of boards of management and sagas in the ministry. We have our sister, June Ruto, ambaye she's the CEO of SMAC, representatives of the United Nations agencies, led by David Ombisi, government and private sector representatives, heads of departments present, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for making time to be present at this venue for the national celebration of the World Environment Day 2023. I would like to let you know that there are also another 46 county commemorations happening across the country, presided over by various governors and supported by county commissioners, NEMA county directors of environment, and county environment committees. This is in the spirit of an all-government, all-community approach to our conservation of our environment. The World Environment Day is commemorated on 5th of June each year, following a resolution of the UN General Assembly during the first ever World Conference in the Environment held in Stockholm in 1972. The Stockholm Conference was the first to make the environment a major issue in the global discourse. A series of principles for sound management of the environment, including the Stockholm Declaration, an action plan for the human environment, and several resolutions were adopted in this 1972 conference. And one of the major resolutions of the Stockholm Conference, as you will be aware, was the creation of the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, that as a country we are proud to host in Nairobi. That is why as Kenya, we cannot treat the issue of human and environment lightly. We host the global capital of the environment, and we must set the pace for the entire globe on issues of environment conservation, management, and protection. So whereas as part of the World Environment Day's commemoration, we aim to do a number of things, including taking stock of the country's road to tackling plastic pollution, showcasing available solutions to plastic pollution, creating a platform for public education and awareness on the ban on plastics, creating awareness on the need to reduce all forms of environmental pollution, elevating as a priority the environmental agenda in the country, and creation of positive impact and behavior change among our citizenry, creation of a platform for stakeholders to participate in environmental conservation guided by this year's theme, raising awareness on environmental issues and protection of Mother Nature, we must go steps higher to generate knowledge, try the knowledge we have generated by adopting the requisite behavior change to protect and conserve Mother Nature as we give true meaning to why Kenya was chosen to be the global environment capital. The theme for this year's Environment Day, as has been said, is solutions to plastic pollution. The country of Cote d'Ivoire will partner with the Netherlands to host the global celebrations in Abidjan. The entire world is focusing on plastics, their usefulness, and the damage they continue to wreak on the planet and its resources. Plastic is a life-changing resource, but the same qualities that make it useful, coupled with poor waste management common all over the world, have created a global waste challenge. The theme for this year, therefore, brings to the attention of the world the pertinent question of how people interact with plastics, how they are produced, consumed, and eventually disposed. The global community is today jointly and collectively seeking answers to the question of how much plastics are necessary, especially for non-recyclable plastics. More than 400 million tons of plastic are produced every year worldwide, half of which are designed for single use. Out of this, only an estimated 10% is recycled. An estimated 19 to 23 million tons find their way to water bodies like rivers, lakes, and oceans. And that is why in certain water bodies, we have more plastics than we have fish. And that is a worrying trend. Tiny plastic particles, up to 5 millimeters in diameter, known as microplastics, find their way into food, water, and air. According to a UNEP report on drowning plastics and marine litter, it is estimated that each person on the planet consumes more than 50,000 plastic particles per year. And the health consequences are clearly known to all of us. Inhalation of discarded or burned single-use plastic is documented to be harmful to human health and biodiversity. Plastics pollute every ecosystem, from mountaintops to the ocean floor. This is the hard, cold reality of the plastic pollution challenge, and it is the reason, as Kenya, we must lead in finding solution to plastic pollution. Like Kenya, the host of this year's World Environment Day, which is Cote d'Ivoire, banned the use of plastic bags since 2014, supporting a shift to reusable packaging. The country's largest city, Abidjan, has also become a hub for startups looking to beat plastic pollution, and this is in recycling of plastics. As a country, having banned single-use plastics, we relapsed immediately thereafter. We did not sustain our enforcement. Single-use plastics are finding their way back to our markets, and we see that every day. We must improve our act. NEMA and the county environment committees across the country are today put on notice from this World Environment Day moving forward. We must have targeted, sustained enforcement on single-use plastics to rid our country of single-use plastics, even as we work on the plastic regulations. It is really a smack in the face that after many years of banning the single-use plastics, and Kenya as a global leader on environmental conservation, we still have single-use plastic, which are illegal, roaming around or being used around in our markets. Kenya is happy to associate itself with the Netherlands and Cote d'Ivoire as members of the High Ambition Coalition for a strong and ambitious international legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, including the marine environment, following a resolution that was adopted in 2022 at the UNEA. The instrument is to be based on a comprehensive approach that addresses the full cycle of plastic. It is only when this loop is completed through adoption and enforcement of this instrument, among others, that we can say that we have sustained solutions to the global plastic menace. On our part as a country, whilst the globe works on these instruments, we have already developed a national solid waste management strategy which guides the management of solid waste in the country. This inclusive strategy aims at addressing the county governments under whose mandate waste management falls to take lasting solutions for waste management in their counties. This strategy is in line with the country's blueprint, Vision 2030, which requires that counties put in place efficient and sustainable waste management systems as the country develops into a new industrialized state by that time. Other efforts taken in the country include the development of the Sustainable Waste Management Policy, the National Marine Litter Management Action Plan, and the Sustainable Waste Management Act of 2022. This policy and legislations have the objective of promoting sustainable waste management and reducing materials being deposited in our dump sites. In fact, I should not call them in our dump sites. I just say in dump sites because we should not have them. Their overall goal is to improve the health of all Kenyans by ensuring a clean and healthy environment through the reduction of air, land, fresh water, and marine pollution. Promote and ensure the effective delivery of waste services, create an enabling environment for employment in the green economy, recycling and recovery, establish an environmentally sound infrastructure and system for sustainable waste management, promote circular economy, practices of green growth, and mainstream resource efficiency principles in sustainable consumption and production practices. If we live true to the spirit and letter of these policies and legislations, we will help the country towards environmental conservation, climate change, and natural resource protection, which indeed were the aspirations